Howdy. Y'all ready to gag? Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We'll be riding the Owl Hoop Trail in a game called Frontier Scum. Last week, our session, Let me just start over here. Last session, our outfit had been hired by a man named Corduroy Swill to rob a bank whose vault is overflowing with the Stanton family silver. And what sounded like a straightforward job is in fact anything but. The bank is located in the heart of Dredge upon Rock, a town ravaged by flood and disease. Rotters walk the streets in a sick mockery of their former lives, and a vicious storm has been raging for weeks, flooding the streets. To top it all off, an earthquake has ripped the town in half. The outfit's currently inside the Stanton estate looking for their second vault key. They entered through a window into a billiards room where they found Dermestius Stanton being tortured by rotters. The landlord Fail's son was mortally wounded, but the outfit killed the rotters nonetheless and offered him a modicum of hope in his final moments. Dermestius offered the combination to a safe in the parlor room in exchange for being escorted safely to some of his leased out properties where he hoped to evict his tenants, and then also lick his wounds while waiting out this awful storm. The outfit instead chose to gag him and leave him restrained on a pool table as they went to discover the contents of this safe. We are picking up right there where you all have opened up the door to the foyer. And inside, you've seen that this foyer is flooded, waterlogged floorboards. The floorboards are waterlogged. The furniture is splintered. There are shredded paintings and broken sculptures. There are 7 rotters engaged in fruitless, repetitive vandalism. They're banging on various pieces of furniture that are already broken. There's one with a knife in his hand that is constantly stabbing a portrait, pulling down the knife, scratching into the wood behind, carving deeply inside as he's done this dozens and dozens of times. What all would you like to do?
Can I just shoot him?
Yeah, they haven't. Have they reacted to us with the door open, or did we stealth in?
Succeeded on your stealth roll to open this door, so they have not noticed you opening
it. Turns to Cadaver Kid and makes the gesture to after you. Doesn't say anything though, just makes the gesture.
Yeah, all right. And she will take aim and shoot with her fat cat hunting rifle.
And as we have already established, this could initiate a splatter chain. If you kill one of them, you can keep shooting until you run out of ammo or don't kill one. So let's go ahead and get the first roll.
All right. So these are proper rotters, right?
These are rotters. Otherwise, it would not initiate the splatter chain.
Oh, fair enough. So that is, I am not going to kill the first one because that is only 2 + 2 for 4.
4. That's enough to kill the first one.
Oh. All right, never mind. They have no health. They're all about to die. All right, so that is 3. Oh my god. And
that is not enough to kill the first one, and you are out of ammo. So go ahead and delete one of your item slots here. However, you all did have the ambush. I will allow the other 3 of you to shoot as well before they go. We'll say that you won initiative in this round of combat.
I put it at myself because I thought something was going to happen, but it didn't, so never mind.
Should we have taken an ace at the start, by the way?
Yes, at the start of every session.
Kildred, do you want to
go? I will take out my hunting rifle and shoot.
Let's do it. Roll your damage. These are all easy shots. They weren't ready for you.
5.
5, that's enough to kill one. Keep the splatter chain going.
2.
2 plus anything, or is that just 2?
It's just a D8 hunting rifle. I don't think I have anything.
All right. That is not enough, so we end your splatter chain there.
Okay.
Rock Gut Bardog.
All right. I'll keep it going. I pull out Spit and Whistle, start firing. 5 for the first.
Got one.
That's an explosion. So that's 12 for the second.
All right, there's another.
That's another explosion. That's another explosion. That's another explosion. That's 22 points of damage on the next one.
He had 4 health.
I think I killed his entire family.
Talk about
line.
overkill.
Yeah.
All right, and the next 2 are injured.
4 on the next one.
All right, that takes him out. There's 1 more.
5 on that one.
All right, so we've established that Raka is the star of this show. Sorry, Cadaver Kid. I know how much you enjoy your splatter chains.
The dice don't like me today.
They were bound to turn on you. Your damage rolls the last couple sessions have been insane.
Raka, why don't you go ahead and describe this massacre then, since you got the most kills?
So he was assuming Cadaver Kid was going to take it all out just fine. And he was kind of like peering and trying to figure out what the hell's going on with that knife going into the portrait. Does the portrait mean anything? And then suddenly he hears like a click, click, click. And he looks over at both Kildred and Cadaver Kid. They're kind of switching out their rifle ammo. And then he just sort of pulls out spit and whistle nice and fast off the side of his hips. And he just fires like free firing across the room. Just hip firing too. He doesn't even aim, just whoosh, flips them up and then puts them back in without even lifting his arm.
Cadaver Kid looking sad and one-upped in front of you.
Yeah, right. She's, golly, Raka, that was really good shooting.
That one's head exploded. It's right there. It's like artwork on canvas.
It's like a Picasso or a splatter painter.
Oh, okay. Like a Jackson Pollock.
Black.
Funny that we're going with like modern painters that weren't around during the Old West era.
That's what makes it funny.
Maybe we inspire them, is what it is.
All right. As you get a better look at this foyer, then you see that these rotters have been in here for some time, just vandalizing almost mindlessly, which kind of makes sense for the rotters. You know that they resort to past patterns, but it doesn't make sense for a rotter to be vandalizing inside a house like this. There had to be some sort of inner behavior trigger, something in their subconscious that really made them want to just destroy the Stanton estate. Looking through this foyer, you see that there is the room that you came out of, and then it appears to be 3 other rooms that you can go into, one of which has double doors. There is also double doors that are the main entrance and exit of the house, and then there are 2 stairways that both go upstairs. They kind of like curl around into the same landing area above.
Should we maybe kind of clear out one level before moving on to the next?
You do read them books, don't you, Raka? It's probably good ideas.
At the very least, I read the back cover so that I can speak somewhat intelligently about what is actually inside the book.
I mean, generally, I just like to like blow stuff up. So, like, maybe on the way out, we can just blow the house up. Like, that's always fun.
Well, hey, let's put a pin in that one. Maybe we will.
But we're looking for something, so it's harder to find something once it's all blown up.
See, that's right.
Okay. Do I need to climb anything?
No, but you might need to do some jumping. So that's how we lost our last member.
You sound suspiciously like you.
What?
Killed you. So you know that there's a parlor somewhere around here that has the safe that you were told about. Like I said, there's one room that has double doors that looks to be, fairly elaborate. And then there are 2 other rooms that are on this level.
Door to the
with
right.
single doors.
Whichever one's to the right.
Sure.
Okay. So you'd essentially be going straight ahead then, because you're leaving this, the stairs are on your right, and you're going across this foyer to the doors in front of you. And you see that this is a door that actually doesn't have a lock or a handle, and it swings back and forth freely. Pushing it forward just a little bit so you can get a look inside the room, see what's going on. You do see that there are people in this room. Well, rotters in this room. There are 3 of them, and they're all dressed like chefs. wearing the white outfits with the white poofy hats, covered in dried blood and various bits of gore. You see one of them is much bigger and taller than the rest, and you hear him talking. He's got a knife, and he's just sliding it on a cutting board with nothing actually being cut underneath. And you just hear him talking to himself, needs more salt. Another
flavor enhancer, after all.
Another chef is coming up the stairs. It appears that there is a stairway leading down into a cellar of some sorts. And he is dripping wet as he's coming up. It makes sense because the area has been flooded, so it means that the cellar's likely been flooded as well. You also see something strange, that his pants are shredded and torn to ribbons. And as he's walking, you realize it's not just his pants that are shredded, it's also the flesh on his legs. It's been sliced and diced. A lot of the flesh is missing because it's been cut so many times. You see that he's essentially walking on just bone here. It looks as if he's got like 2 peg legs with little bits of ribbon flesh decorating them.
Well, that's not right. But Bardog, I think it's your turn. We've all had a little bit of fun, so go for it.
So there's 2, the one cutting and the one walking up the cellar, or how many other ones are there?
There are 3 total, 1 coming up the
3.
cellar and then 2 that are in the kitchen, one of which is much bigger than the other 2. It looks as if he was a very obese man, but also seems as if he's especially bloated, as if he's waterlogged.
Okay. I'll try and use my long rifle to shoot the one that's chopping on the chef's board, cutting board.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah. This one. Yeah. 5.
5. You get a hit, but you do not kill him. So, where were you aiming?
I'll just say center of mass. I'm using my long rifle, so I figured it'd be enough to take him out.
Yeah, so he's slicing nothing on this cutting board, and the crack of your gun goes. You blast a big hole inside him. This is a hunting rifle at very close range, and blood and maybe seawater just begin like gushing out as if a fountain out of his chest onto his cutting board, where he's still slicing, and then he slowly realizes that something else is happening, and he looks up and turns at you all.
I don't think
Looks
we
like
should eat
meat's
anything.
back on the menu.
Oh,
I couldn't
all
resist.
right.
I'm
Can't steal that line. Copyright claim.
all right. We're gonna keep the ambush going though. They were unaware of you, so the other 3 of you can fire as well.
Well, let me see
Back to
here.
you, Cadaver.
That is a total of 8.
8. Who were you aiming at?
I would have shot the large fellow that is leaking water everywhere now that he's got a hole in him.
The 8 plus the 5 is enough to kill him. So what's that look like?
Well, actually, I think the head's a little bit better, and she'll blast towards the face.
All right. And you literally explode his skull. As the fat cat cracks through, the bullet bursts. It almost seems as if it was pressurized. And as bits of brain and bone expand out, there is like a geyser of blood and seawater that gushes out. It splashes into the ceiling, and it just sprays out, arcing across the room, splashing even you all as you're in the doorway.
Oh, these were new clothes.
You don't get a splatter chain for the chef here, though, so the other 2 can go.
All right, I can try again. Shoot at the other one.
Do you want to go for the one with ribbon legs or the other one?
Ribbon legs.
All right.
That's a 1.
So what's this look like? You're not getting the kill.
No, I know. She wanted to go for the leg and just like get the last little bit of the leg. So it was just like tottering from one to the other and just kind of knock it over. But they're little spindles. And so it would have required a much better shot than her hunting rifle was going to do.
You do still hit. So you blast like chunks of ribbon off, and like the bullet probably ricochets off the bone. Not enough to really break through the bone or cause him to fall over. But you did get the hit in, so that's a little bit of damage at least. Raka, how about you?
Okay, so there's a ribbon leg guy, there's a non-ribbon leg guy, and then there's the head exploded guy, but didn't give us a splatter chain. He'll follow up on Kildred, but he'll also be like, "Tend to your station, chef," to see if that stuns him. All right, first one is a 4.
Yes, chef.
That's enough to kill.
Okay.
And this guy does give you a splatter chain.
Okay.
The other two guys were rotters.
All right. So then I will turn to the other one. And I will roll. Okay, that's a 3.
3, not enough. So you kill one and you do damage to the other. What's that look like?
Okay, so he gets both spit and whistle out. And he's a right-handed guy, so with his right hand, which just got spit in it, he turns and he fires over in the direction of the one that Kildred was attacking to finish that one off. But as he fires his second one, a little drip of that salt water that came out of the head of the one that Cadaver kind of gets in his eye and sort of throws his aim off at the last second, and he just kind of clips it along the shoulder rather than right in the center mass, the way that Bar Dog's been shooting at folks.
Fantastic. And the other one is going to call out in response to Rockgut, "Yes, chef," and then rush towards you all with a cleaver.
Nice.
I rolled for it. He's going for the Cadaver Kid. And that will be a grit check from you, Len, to defend yourself.
All right. Now, I don't think
Looking
this
for a
is
D
a
or
good
12?
idea for him because I roll a 20.
30.
You roll a 20.
Just to
you need a 12.
clarify.
Oh, you just rolled a 20. I thought you were saying you roll a D20 like you were
Oh,
explaining
no,
the
I
rules.
rolled the value of 20. My value is 20.
That makes sense.
Now you're worth
when you
so much
start
more than
learning?
that. Don't undersell yourself.
When did you start learning words like value in such a situation like this?
It seemed necessary for it to happen like that.
All right, so this rotter comes stumbling forward, but there's so much blood and water on these floorboards that are slick right now that he stumbles. These rotters already have jerky, uncoordinated movement, and he's not able to reach you all. Cadaver Kid, the knife glances out at you, but you're easily able to step back and avoid it. Everyone go ahead and roll initiative for me here. Remember, it's a D6. 4 through 6 means you go first.
I got a 3.
1.
Oh, he's going to
All
get
right.
up and try to chop at me again.
Yes, he is. Give me another grit.
Oh, dear. 22. The value of 22.
And the dice are
dice?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so it's your all turn. Let's start with Cadaver Kids because you're the one
If you
being
don't
sliced out
mind,
right now.
this guy's tried to kill me 2 times, so I'm just going to do a blast and 8 points of damage to his face, please and thank you.
All right. Describe how you avoid his attack and then promptly kill him.
Well, I just keep walking kind of backwards a little bit, lift it up so that his forehead's pressed against my good old barrel, and let her rip like a Beyblade.
There's this moment where he's like staggering and stumbling and misses you twice with this cleaver and just like begins like leaning forward and falling. But you have your rifle up and you kind of like catch his fall, and his eyes go wide as the barrel gets right there. Blast. Even more brains and gore spread across the kitchen, but it's a zombie adventure, so we expect that. What all are you doing now? Do you want to go through this kitchen? Do you want to look at the cellar? Sorry, I lost my place here. I already described most of it for you. There's cupboards. There's this large wooden butcher table type counter in the center. That's mostly it.
As much as Arthur probably wants to explore the kitchen for like cleavers and fun stuff, he is curious about 2 things. One, the one that actually has its legs that have been shredded down to bone. He kind of wants to just assess it to see if there's any signs of like how the flesh got removed, like if it's like bites. Like his suspicion is maybe there's something in the cellar, like especially since like it's all at a specific level. So he wants to see if there's anything like that. Does it look like it was like cut with these cleavers, or does it look like it was like torn
Give
away
us a wits
with
test.
the teeth? Okie dokie.
And we'll say
All
you
right.
only need a 10.
Okay. That's 13.
The cuts are not perfect like they were done with a cleaver, but they are surprisingly precise. They're not, what am I trying to say? It's definitely not surgical. It's not as if someone was being butchered. It looks more animalistic, but not in the way you would expect from like a bear claw slashing or anything like that. It really does look like it was something sharp that sliced through.
Like really big sharp teeth or something like
Or a
that.
bunch
Not
of
necessarily
little
teeth
baby
either. The pattern doesn't really, it doesn't follow paws. It doesn't follow teeth. It's rather strange in that.
Rotgunt, to lean into your curiosity, I've got most of a body here just missing a head that still has its legs. We could toss it in the water and see what happens.
You toss that one down, though, but not this one, because I want to take a look at the head that had all the salt water coming out of it.
Oh, yeah. No, I just mean the one I just murdered that was pretty standard, like.
Shove that one down in the cellar, see if it gets the attention of something.
Big or Bardog, you want to come watch with me to see if you hold a lantern or something if it's dark?
I mean, I can carry the body and do the throw-in if you want to hold your own lantern. I think I'm a little better built to pick this body up and throw it down.
Certainly, if you think you can. I'm pretty buff, but here.
God, I'm like grit -2, but she's named Big, so.
Well, sure, yeah. If you just want to like take the legs and give me a hand, you can definitely throw it with me.
One. Are we going on 3 or we count 3 and then go?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, go, and you let go at the go. All right.
So
all right.
You each grab a side of this rotter, and you go down a few steps down the cellar so you can actually throw it, because otherwise it's just going to land on the stairs. It is submerged down here, and it looks as if the water would go up to your belly or so. You see that there are all sorts of wine racks and storage racks that have been essentially looted and ransacked. It looks as if the chefs up above have taken everything of value just in their mindless repetition of cooking. As you are throwing this body, you're doing the 1, the 2. You see from the lantern that you have a glint of light in these bright green eyes, these feline eyes. You see the face of a cat, a calico. It's got the white and the black mottled spots and the bits of orange. And it is floating in a chamber pot with one leg on each side, desperately trying to balance as it's just moving through this cellar. And you hear the meow, meow, meow. The frantic call for help.
Oh, a little kitty. You can come and join my chicken. I will call you Princess 2.
So it's floating in about the center of this room right now. And like I said, it's not stable whatsoever. Tossing the body is definitely going to knock the cat into the water.
Oh, well, maybe I'll just push the body in the water. Sorry, Big, hold on. Let me just take this from you for a hot second. I'm going to walk with it to the cat.
I got the legs. I can just.
Yeah. All right. Well, here, you hold the whole thing for a second, but if you want to dip it in the water over there, I'm going to go quickly get the cat. Yeah. You full.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just dropping it over here.
Oh, yeah, just carefully, like, into the water, if you can push it through, and I'm just going to go get that cat. I'm getting a new pet.
Okay. She's large, but apparently not particularly strong.
I've been missing some extra friends, so this is exciting for me.
All right, so Kildred, you are slowly dropping this body into the water, like over the side of the stairway. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, the aim was to do it with some slow pace. I'm not entirely sure that her negative
I won't
grit
call
is
for
going
a
to be
skill check for
successful.
this. You're just you are moving dead weight, but it's not necessarily high stakes here. So yeah, you can absolutely accomplish that if you want. And as that is happening, Cadaver Kid is going to wade into the water to go get the cat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get Princess 2 now.
Okay. Cadaver Kid, give me a slick check and I'll give you advantage. Your character wouldn't know why you have advantage, but it's because Big is putting the body in the water.
Yeah. I also have crocodile wrestle, and I just want to throw that out there for no reason at all.
There are no crocodiles in this water.
It got
Or
another
wrestlers.
value of 20.
20,
Oh shit!
okay.
Did you roll it? Damn it! Damn it!
Oh no! Yeah, that is a
what's the
natural
problem?
20 because I have a slick of
Oh
0.
yeah, nat 20.
Sorry, yeah. I'm used to. Okay, sorry. So anybody that gets angry
it.
when I roll a 20 lose their ace.
I was going to ask because I don't remember. Do you keep the previous?
Yes, yes. It just keeps
Yes,
getting worse.
they
It just
stack.
keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So for our audience, our characters here are all berotted. They're afflicted with various stages of rot, some of which mean that when another PC rolls a nat 20, you lose your aces. Another stage is when a PC rolls a nat 1, instead of losing your aces, you gain an ace. So it's kind of flipped the standard rules of Frontier Scum. But that was successful, Cadaver Kid. So you're wading through the water.
As we all
and-
boo your nat 20. At least two
My
of us
new
do anyway.
kitty friend. Hello, Princess 2.
Bardock
I've got
and I
Brave Dancer on my belt to join
Close
you.
the cellar door and just push something on top of it.
Oh my god.
I'm sure we'll find 2 other folks to join the party soon. Don't worry. I'm just kidding.
The two of you famously been getting along great lately.
Yeah,
Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Are you strong enough to do that?
Yeah,
Cadaver
I got
Kid.
2 grit.
You
All
move
right.
through this water very calmly, delicately, gracefully, even. And as soon as you get close to this cat, it screeches and hollers and jumps for you. The chamber pot pushes away, so it hardly gets any distance from this jump, but you're right there, so you reach out your arms and it claws into you. It is not declawed, and it scratches into you. You're taking 1 HP in scratches as it is climbing atop of you,
Now,
like a drowning cat trying to push you into the water.
do you have
Fortunately,
a
you can stand.
cloak which does -1 damage?
Okay, that'll take it away.
Air, little kitty. You are.
And
sorry, I lied. You're actually Princess 3.
What's your
track.
wits? What's your wits?
-3.
You can't count anyway. It doesn't really
No.
So Princess 3, this male calico, is clawing up your cloak, not doing any damage because it's thick enough. But you do still feel it digging in, and it wraps itself around your shoulders. However, as you turn back around to go up the steps, you do see that there is movement in the water, specifically close to this body by Kildred, who is on the stairs, which is where you kind of need to go.
It's just the undertow.
Oh, Kildred, can you shoot the thing that you see in the water there next to the body? I'm going to shoot it this way. If you can shoot it the other way, I think with double shots, we might be able to do okay.
Let's just go ahead and go into initiative here. We're going to give you, we're going to say you immediately pass initiative because you succeeded on your slick check, and Kildred, you're not necessarily in danger. But Kildred, you're looking into the water. It's dark down here. Your lantern is reflecting off the water more than anything. The water is very dirty and murky. But you do see the ripples and the movement of the water. So you can kind of see where something is, but it's difficult.
So Kildred had gotten instruction to drop the body slowly. And so if you watch it, she was very awkwardly dropping it down kind of like crouching down and then dumping it over and then like kind of getting back up, holding her back because she did this with very poor form as she's getting up. And then she just sort of sees the ripples in the water. And then she's just like very quickly reaching over her shoulder to grab her rifle and like shoot at ripples in the water. Hoping
And
that
as
it's
you're
not a
grabbing your
cat.
rifle and aiming, you see that this body begins floating because it's a rotter. It's already full of fluids itself, and it starts rising up. And as the bottom half rises up, the part that you put in the water first, you see that it is shredded, as if it went through some sort of shredder. It's just ribbons that are attached to the rest of this body.
All right. And I'm shooting, right? I'm
Yes, and
rolling
you're
my
going to have to
rifle?
actually roll slick for this because it's a tough shot.
I don't want to do that because I rolled well. And I might not get to do that. My slick is 3,
Sorry,
though.
I should have said that first.
So slick is the one thing that big can do pretty well. That is a 21.
21, that's a hit. So what was your damage?
6.
6. Okay. Your gun blasts into the water. You see that there is blood that mixes in this darkish brown liquid, but you don't see anything come up yet. You do see that there is violent thrashing underneath the water, as if whatever you shot is trying to recoil and get away.
Kid, you might want to get out of that water. There is something down there that is shredding stuff. If you and your cat number, whatever your cat number is, you might want to.
Princess 3.
Okay, all right. Mighty fun, sharp clawed cat you got there. Please keep that away from me.
Look how cute they are. Yeah.
Cadaver Kid, these creatures are still in between you and the stairway.
I'm going to take a shot at it now. It might get loud. 1 second. And I'll pull out Fat Cat, the rifle. And let's give it. I would also need a slick check for this one, right?
Yes, it's a tough shot.
Yeah.
And Rockgut and Bardog, you definitely hear the gunshot echo. Like you're not that far away.
17 to hit. Slick.
17 hits.
All right. I get the +2?
No, you do not.
All right. How about hold on 1 second. How about 12 damage, please, anyway?
12 damage? Pretty good.
Our dog keeps shaking his head at me for some reason.
The rolls.
What is it with your dice? My God, you explode every time.
An explodey damagey thingy.
All right. So the Fat Cat pierces through this water, and there's almost like a wave as the bullet like skims across the top, and it goes in at just the right angle, and you see lifted up out of the water by the momentum of this shot is a giant crab. It's the size of a large dog that gets pushed out. You see that it's got these 4 pincers, the claw pincers that all look razor sharp. However, your shot did burst through the shell and push it across to the other side of the cellar. You see that the water kind of spreads from the momentum, and with the sloshing and the splashing, there are several other shells still in the water. Look to be other crabs as well. We're gonna have the crabs go here, and then we'll say Raka and Bardog, you can go at the bottom of initiative. So it makes sense that they're gonna go for the Cadaver Kid who is sloshing around in the water right now. We'll have one of them go for big, and I'll give you advantage on this grit check here because you're on the stairway, you're not in the water.
Okay.
All right. So how many do I need to do? 2 or 3?
Hold on. Let's get big done first.
Rodie.
He's like, let's kill Melissa's character first, and then we'll deal with you.
One character death at a time.
I could roll poorly.
That is a grit. You said, sorry, advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage. So you get to roll
Advantage.
twice and take the higher.
That is a 10.
10. You were looking for a 12, though. Default is 12 unless I say otherwise. So one of these crabs.
The dice rolled what they rolled. I rolled a 12, but I've got a -2 grit. So, you know.
Sorry, I was just trying to get the rules out there for people who didn't remember the system.
No worries. I'm just a little protective of my 1 max HP.
So I gotta roll
let's
a D6
find out
here.
where we meet your next character.
Right.
I rolled 6. It does not explode. But on a 6, a claw peels a long ribbon of skin from the target. So this crab begins rushing up the stairs, and all of its pincers are slicing at you, ribboning your flesh here as you're pulling away. Bits of your flesh are flying off into the water, and all of the crabs devour it in a feeding frenzy, which is why I said that's weight, because they all spend the rest of their turn eating that flesh right now. So Big, you are at minus 5 HP then, is it?
that is how math works, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rub it in. Let's go ahead and get your death
totally
check.
fine. I'm fine.
Then roll a
I
d20
should have
minus
this
5.
bookmarked. Okay. 4 minus 5 is -1.
All right. So go ahead and describe your final moments, and then go ahead and get started rolling up your next character. I'm sorry.
So, I think I did it last session, so I think I'm already ready to go. So Big is a big woman. Like, she's not particularly strong, as we saw when she was dumping that body over. So she's got some. They're going to be eating on her for a little bit. Like, that's going to take them a little bit of time. But like, she had a belly, and she no longer has a belly.
Does she have any final words?
So she was just looking over at Kid and the cat, and don't waste the brandy.
Oh, no.
Words, because there's still 4 drinks of brandy in her bag.
Oh
All
no.
right. Raka, Bardog, you hear the gunshots echoing out of the cellar. I'm assuming that you were milling about the kitchen fairly close to the cellar doors. You rush over there and you look down the stairs and you see the top half of Kildred. The bottom half has been shredded. You see that this crab is still partially out of the water. You see it shoving bits of her flesh into its crustacean mouth, which is an abomination in real life, let alone in Frontier Scum. You see that there's thrashing about more crabs in the water, and just past them, you see your companion Cadaver Kid holding a cat, of all things.
I got Princess 3.
I think you lost something on the way.
Yeah.
I don't think I can stitch that together.
I'm going to come up there. We don't want to eat crab, do we? Is that good?
They seem pretty crabby.
It's quite tasty with some butter and such, but no, these don't look to be palatable. Come on, come
I'm
on.
just going to like
Now,
get
the
it
crab
stirred
is
around.
still they're surrounding the stairway essentially. There's one literally on the stairs and then 2 next to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I still need to shoot my way up.
A little bit, but Raka and Bardog, we're saying it's at the bottom of initiative, so you two can take your actions.
Go ahead, Bardog.
I'm going to pull out my double barrel shotgun and try and shoot whichever crab is in the way.
All right. So the one that just Melissa's already got her name changed. She was ready to go.
I did it all last session.
Wow. More than 1 HP?
Yes.
We'll find out in a bit. So go ahead and avenge Kildred, your best friend that you met just a few short hours ago.
Yep, that's right. Oh, okay. Now, so a double barrel shotgun, you roll 2d6. So does each barrel explode with that?
I believe shotguns do explode. Let me double check. They do not explode. Double barrel shotguns do not explode.
Okay, well, it's 6 so far. 10 total.
Okay. Go ahead and describe what the effect the shotgun has destroying this crab.
I've not studied the anatomy of a crab all that well. Their mouth looks like a weird little like paddle looking thing, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it's got like little claws that pull things in.
Yeah, as it's doing whatever crabs do, Bardog's just going to put both shots into its mouth. And then he has nothing witty to say, so he's just going to be like, yeah, chew on that.
That's witty enough. It's witty enough. So the double barrel just obliterates this crab. Bits of shell go flying. A claw falls off and hangs limply. You essentially just crack it in two, and one of the halves begins floating off into this damp cellar water, clearing the way for Cadaver Kid, but there are still two nearby. But she does have a path to move through now that it's not on the stairway. Raka, what are you doing?
Does it look like they have any interest in coming up the stairs? Like, does it look like they're just sort of like localizing themselves to the water here?
I think it'd be fair to say that they're pretty content with the cellar. They're eating bits of Kildred. They probably start eating bits of the crabs that are dead as well now. And it didn't seem like they were going after the chefs that were up above. Okay.
So then he'll just like hold out an arm and try to help Cadaver and the new princess, whatever number we're at, up into the kitchen. Like, come on now, we don't want to lose more of you.
Oh yeah,
right.
no, they did no damage to me. I'm still full.
It's a shame what happened to
Big.
No, she's in half now. What was her name
half
again?
Big.
Half big.
What are you guys saying? My ears are still ringing.
Oh,
That
sorry.
Shotgun's real
sorry.
loud. What?
So Cadaver Kid
Cadaver
will
Kid, give me
skirt-
another slick with
skirt
advantage
up.
from Raka helping you. And if you fail, you're going to get an attack on you by these crabs.
I'm going to use my ace and do one.
Did you roll with
more.
advantage?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Why'd you have to go and do that now?
18.
I have to spend an ace.
Yeah, so when someone spends an ace and someone with various stages of rot must spend an ace too. If not, they become miserable.
What do I even spend an ace on? Can I spend an ace on getting rid of my tinnitus from the shotgun blast?
Do you even have an ace? I thought you
I
lost
had-
it because...
No, I got one because Melissa rolled a 1 earlier, and
okay.
Rot 2, when someone rolls a 1, you get an ace. So I had 2,
then
lost
I should
1.
have gotten another ace for that.
Was that a 1? Did I roll a 1 on a roll or a 1 on a damage?
Was it on damage?
Roll?
Because the
I
damage
thought it was
roll
a-
would.
I thought it was a roll because it was. Oh, you're right. It was damage. Actually,
It was a
actually,
damage
I don't have an
Okay.
ace to spend. I forgot.
Sorry.
So
So-
it was a free hit. So I'm just miserable.
I thought the same thing when Kipser rolled a 1 earlier, and then I remembered that it's a
Oh,
So I'm
and
not.
Bardog, if
miserable
you
from
grab the
tinnitus.
backpack,
Sorry.
Big mentioned that they got a bunch of brandy in there that might make you feel a little bit less misery.
I see
So-
your mouth moving, but I don't hear a goddamn thing.
Right.
The description of stage 3 rot is that you can't help but know that everyone is holding you back. Thieves, wretches, one-upping scum. When another PC spends an ace, you must spend an ace too. If not, you become miserable, aggrieved, until you find a way to make them miserable instead. So Bardog, once you make Cadaver Kid miserable, you will not be miserable anymore.
I pull out my long rifle and I shoot the cat.
No.
Who
Does this fit?
Okay, time out real quick. Let's have a group discussion here. How do we
Okay.
feel about animal harm? Is this
Oh yeah, that's
an
fair. That's
acceptable
fair.
thing or is this not? And if anyone says no, then it's not going to happen, and that's fine.
It's your cat, Kipser.
Yes, you are allowed to shoot the cat. I will shoot you though.
This sounds like.
How do you make someone miserable
so
in
while-
this game? Like,
It's all very
does-
freeform. It essentially there is a
I
way
mean,
to
you
work
can
this
just
too, where
tell
he
her
could
that
shoot
it
the
was
cat
her
without
fault
killing the
that
cat.
Big died. Like, you
Oh,
can
yeah, I
just
see,
give
like,
her like a
psycholo-
guilt trip.
Psychological damage, yeah. Just really.
Shotgun, and it's a cat. I don't think there's a way of shooting the cat with a shotgun
Oh, I said
where
long.
that
rifles,
cat
but this
doesn't
is-
die. I was a rifle, even still.
Yeah,
I mean, it'll work.
I'm not-
If you kill the cat, you will make Cadaver Kid miserable more so than mentioning Big.
Okay, so before
That's fair.
we go there, Jeff, Melissa, how do you two feel about animal harm? Is this okay
I'm okay with it.
I think in this game is a
in this context?
zombie
Okay.
game. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
split the
so Derek, you
difference.
know the stakes here.
I'll
You know
shoot
that if
the
you kill the
cat-
cat, you'll get shot at.
Will shooting the cat's tail off make you miserable? Make it stumpy.
I would do.
Stumpy tails are kind of cute.
No.
I would do a luck roll. If I rolled 11 and above, I'll even give you the percentile advantage. If I roll 11 above, I'll be okay. If I roll 10 and below, I'll be miserable on a luck roll if you shoot the cat's tail off.
Okay.
Yeah?
We'll try it.
All right. So we're not going to call it a tough shot to shoot the cat because she is holding it up, but we'll see how Cadaver Kid responds with her luck here.
I ain't miserable and I might still shoot you.
Okay.
So the poor cat screeches as it begins clawing at Cadaver Kid even more, and bits of fluff go flying. The crabs immediately go for it. Cadaver Kid, you got the slick, so you're getting out of the stairway here with the help of Rockgut. So you're pulled out of this water. The crabs do not seem to be following you. They seem to be very content with their meal down below. The calico cat does still seem to be fine. He could use some medical attention, but he's not in danger of dying here.
Rockgut, we need medics. Medical attention, please. There's something wrong with Bardog.
Oh, I've been saying that the whole time.
He's just gonna play it off as I was trying to. He's grouchy as he's saying this. I was trying to shoot the other crab behind you as you're holding Simba up in the air, and it got in the way.
3.
He can't hear you anyway. He's been something. He's been getting real paranoid, and he starts blaming me for the death of. What was her name again? You know what it means. The first person who starts, calling out others is probably the one you can't trust. So,
I mean, he did blame you for poor our other friend's death.
Yeah, I just can't quite. It's on the tip of my tongue,
Oh, I think
It's
I
the
might.
same name as him.
Still don't know. Was it Bardog too? Was that her name?
Bardogs?
Bardogier? Let me see the cat. Let me see if I can.
Please.
Okay.
We might need to be doing something, is all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
So Arthur will attempt to examine the cat to see if he could stem some bleeding and give it some comfort. I will use one of my several doc bags.
Wrestling. And one of your several pieces of medicine. We'll call it an automatic success here.
I have
you're able to
a lot of doctor bags too. I'm carrying doctor bags right now. Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and mark off a use of the doctor bag then, as you're using the medical material there. We'll call it an automatic success. No skill check required. You bandage it up. It's got a little 2-inch stump of a chail with bandages wrapped around it.
Okay, and it's going to take 3 HP back if you're tracking it. You are tracking it, I assume.
Yeah, I was counting it as a 1 HP creature. So we'll say that it's back to
I rolled a 2 on my D6, and I have wits of 1, so I should.
Oh, thank you, Rockgut. You're the best friend I think I have now.
Oh, thanks. I mean, you said the other. What was her name again? Anyhow, we gotta stick together, is what it is. Yeah. Yep.
All right. So, Bardog and Rockgut, you were staying in the kitchen while they went down to the cellar, and they were only down there for a few minutes. But we'll assume that you were moving about the kitchen, looking around for anything interesting, unless there was something else you wanted to do.
You might want to loot the backpack that was left by Big.
That's her name. I had one thing I wanted to do. Other thing, and that was the one whose head exploded and it sent out salt water in every direction. I just want to kind of take a look at the body and sort of like, how is it different? Like, is it, because I know like meta wise, the splatter chain didn't start, but more it was the interest of like the fact that when his head exploded, it was more salt water than it was blood. And so it just, if he can get a sense of this is a different creature, we saw that weird freaking tentacle monster. So like, we know there's more than rotters here, and he's trying to get a sense of if that's what this is.
And the doctor wasn't a rotter either, Dr. Wittershins. And he flayed himself. and he was still moving around. So you're absolutely right that there's something about this area that just changes people in some ways. And for the most part, they get changed into rotters, but there are some people that are different. This would definitely be one of them. I don't think you need a wits test for this. You're going to be able to look at what's left of his body. And as I described him, he was very obese and looked as if he was like full of this water. He's deflated now. He looks like an empty balloon, as if he was just retaining water for some reason. Looking through, you do see that he does have stages of rot. He's got a lot of the symptoms. Most of the symptoms you see in the head, which you can't really find much left of now, but the rest of his body, you see the stage of that. I think it's fair to say that this would seem to be some sort of edge case of rot, as if some people are affected by the disease a little bit differently.
Okay. He just makes a little note of it and just kind of, ain't that something? Huh. Well, I sure hope that when we all turn, if that happens, well, I don't know. Maybe it's better to be one of these things than it is to be one of them things. I don't know. But I guess we should be on the lookout. It ain't just these useless little whatever rotten folk, but it could be something more dangerous out there too. So we should probably keep a sharp eye for just such of these exceptions.
Yeah, that's a lot of words.
Oh, I was just saying some of the rotters are super rotters.
Oh, okay. I see.
Keep an eye out for super rotters.
You got it.
And the three of you, were you looting Kildred's body for that brandy and everything?
We probably should.
I will not go down into the cellar after what just happened. So if somebody else wants to do that, they're welcome to. But
that's true.
There's another doctor's bag there.
Her dying wishes were to not waste the brandy.
I didn't hear that. I do have brandy.
Is the bag grabbable, or is that like not a thing?
Let's see with the slick check.
I'll try it. Since everyone makes me grumpy, I feel a sense of personal reward from taking from the dead.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
All right.
So
we'll
call it
hunting
normal.
rifle.
No. I got a long rifle. That's better.
Slick looking for a 12.
Okay. All right. How about let's do some bartering? I could offer you a 7.
Hold on, I gotta roll a die.
No, I hear the 12, but I'm saying 7's plenty.
Yeah. You know what? For a 7, I'll say that you get her body and you grab it, and you're also taking a claw from one of these crabs for 4 HP as it slices you. It does not. It gives you a good gash. It does not turn you into ribbons, though. That's only on a 6.
Okay.
And it does not appear to chase you as well. There's a bit of a tug of war for the body, but their claws are so sharp that they actually can't hold on to the body. They just slice through it. So you kind of tear Kildred into ribbons even more as you're pulling her away from the crabs.
Hardly knew her. Whatever.
All right, so you're taking some HP damage, but you do get the body up. You all should have access to her character sheet, so you could look through the inventory as well.
5 pieces of chewing gum, doctor's bag, 4 drinks of brandy, hunting rifle, snow goggles.
I throw the goggles and the gun back in the water.
Classic Melissa.
You're just throwing everything you don't want back in the water.
Chewing gum. What the hell is this for?
I'll take another doctor's bag. And can I make a case that I take the contents of that bag and put it into the other 2 bags I have, thus replenishing the uses as opposed to carrying around 3 bags?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Let me look up real quick. They can have a maximum of
You might be fighting
6
Bardog
uses.
I was gonna say I'm about to use.
those.
I'm gonna use one charge of that doctor's bag since my arm got sliced up.
You want me to take care of you?
No.
You sure?
I think mine was used once.
Okay.
He's aggrieved. Okay, so D6 plus your wits, Bardog.
God, if you're offering, I could do a little bit less with the bleeding out a little on the side here. I didn't want to mention it, but
I thought that was the cat's blood. I'm sorry. I'll take care of you. Come on over here.
Oh,
And
thanks.
he-
I've been bleeding out for like since a pretty long time ago.
Ooh.
Not long enough. I rolled a 6.
Take 7
Okay,
HP
so you're back to full health.
You gotta. What's your wits though?
0.
Okay, so take
The
7
negative
HP
would
back
take it away. All right.
because I got
so-
+1 wits, so I do better healing on you than he does on himself.
Nice.
I would say we have to switch to like the digital rolls to make sure y'all not cheating, but then Kipser is just, rolling D20 after or nat 20 after nat 20. So I don't know. I'm just gonna start rolling for everyone because my luck is shit.
No.
You all take some time to patch yourselves up. The wounds from the crabs were very dangerous. So it's good that you took time to do that. Also, you're getting to know this kitchen fairly well. You don't hear any more activity in the foyer. You've looked through most of this kitchen. If anyone was looking for anything specifically, or like thoroughly, give me a wits test. But I will tell you that there was also a pantry that appears to be barricaded from the inside.
Are y'all hungry? I think I can break this door down.
Hey,
Yeah?
knock. 1 sec. Knock. Hey, anyone in there?
Melissa, your character, being a survivor that was looting this house and is holed up in here, would you respond to that?
I mean, there's been a fair amount of sounds of shooting going on, so I think this would sound like people that might be less rotted than others. So,
Wouldn't be so sure about that.
oh, dagnabbit, is it possible that you have come to rescue me? Is that perhaps
No.
what is occurring here?
No, we did not.
Oh, might you oblige me by helping me open this door?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
You
got
can
a
absolutely
master
open it.
key.
You barricaded it from your side.
She ain't too bright. She doesn't know how to open her own door. We don't need this one.
Oh, no.
So you're just gonna
I'm
hear.
sorry,
He just
Melissa. I'm sorry.
unloads spit and whistle into the pantry door. Let's just move on. Actually, wait. How are your stats for this one?
Ah,
What do you bring to the team?
Better?
Calling through the
Because
door.
if they're not good, we can just take you out
We can
right
start-
now. Maybe there's a different pantry.
maybe
instead of the
start rolling
kitchen.
another character, Melissa.
So you just hear like these bags sort of getting like, kind of like heavy, burlap bags kind of being dragged away from the door and different things like that. And so you see kind of out from this pantry comes this reasonably kind of muscular woman who's dressed in a deputy's outfit. So she's got sort of the kind of like sheriff's hat kind of a thing. So a little bit about her. So she has an extensive vocabulary and 10 teeth. She has
Extensive vocabulary, but can't pronounce the words. All right.
What if it was the opposite? She has extensive teeth, but only 10 words in her vocabulary.
Oh, that's gradient descent shit.
on her belt, she's got a spyglass and a D4 rat rifle. She's wearing a heavy wool coat. She's got 2 grit, -1 slick, -1 wits, and 1 luck. So she's doing a little bit better. Somehow with her -1 luck, she has an extensive vocabulary. So, or with the -1 wit. So I think she's heard a lot of words and she repeats a lot of words, but she doesn't necessarily know if they're being used in the right way or not. So she just kind of comes out and just kind of like, kind of doffs her kind of hat a little bit. Yes, Curdles. Very nice to meet you.
My name's not Curdles. I don't.
My name's Curdles.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is Princess 3 and Grave Dancers on my belt here.
yeah. That there's
all right.
that
Myrtle.
What? He can't hear
I'm
too
sorry?
good right now.
Yeah, I said hello, Myrtle.
Curdles is the name.
Myrtle's what I said.
All right. He hard of hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, he's gonna try to kill you at some point. So just it's okay. It happens.
I mean, that's why I was in there. Oh, you know what? I think now is probably a good time. I was saving these because I didn't know how long I was going to be in here. So she goes in her bag and she's got a tin of biscuits. So she like, you know what? I didn't know how long it was going to be there, and I have been rationing these, and so I'm going to eat. Anyone would like a biscuit?
Oh yeah, I have. It's been a good day since I've had any food. I'll
There's some
take one
crab
of
in the
those.
cellar if you want.
I heard a large amount of noise coming from about the way of the cellar, so I do not believe I would like to go into the cellar there.
Looking towards the
though.
cellar, you see half the body of what used to be a big woman, with a fancy bowler hat still on and a hunting rifle lying next to it as well.
No, I threw the hunting rifle in the water, remember?
Oh my!
Okay.
There is a nice bowler though.
But that hat's pretty fancy. We found him over at the hospital.
You know, I am perfectly fine with my hat. It has seen me through many a dark day. I do
You're
not
supposed to
believe
wear
that-
hats when it's sunny out.
You'll get used to it. Just kind of tune them
yeah.
out.
Yeah, that would be the appropriate venue for a hat, I suppose. But there is a hunting rifle down there that looks mighty strong. May I ask why it's still in the water and not on dry
Oh,
land?
there's a. You see that dead body over there with the legs that are held together with sinew and ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the water.
All
The
right.
things that did it to right, they're crabs in the water. They're
Yeah.
gonna eat y'all up.
Like big crabs.
But you got.
Well, I do
got a
like to
gun
munch
right
on a
there.
crab from time to time.
I don't think these are those types of crabs, though. You know, I think they are the ones that do the munching.
I can see that they.
Yeah, they did that on our friend.
Did you know that? Did you know that woman very well? I might have expected
Who?
you to be a bit sad that you lost a friend of yours
No, she
in
was
such a
there
horrible fashion.
when we got here. She was there when we got here.
Oh, I could have sworn I heard
Oh.
a loud sound of dying through the walls of this here
was-
pantry.
Must have been right before we got here.
I've been surveying the sounds from.
You've
my-
been surveying a pantry for
Hide.
biscuits. It's fine.
Oh, you can hear. Oh, that's so good to know that you can hear. That's great.
It's coming back, but there's a lot of ringing. Can we get a move on? The air is stale in here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do you know where the safe is? Like a parlor is in this their house.
Do you know this here building well?
I do believe I had heard
Hurdles,
similar-
I think
you-
it's safe to say that you would have come in through the front door most likely. You would have tried the double doors and found they were locked. You tried opening a parlor, and you opened the door to the parlor, and it smelled so awful in there that you immediately turned around. So you went into the kitchen, and you found it empty at first, but then the chefs came up from the basement, the cellar, and you bunkered down in the pantry, and you've not been able to get out since.
So this whole situation here has been quite distressing to me. One of her skills is squealing on others, and one of her other skills is knowing the law. So she is all kinds of like wrapping her head around this here scenario in front of her. Parlor, you say, and she's counting heads of her and these folks, and there's 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, there's a parlor. Yep. Over through them doors. Afterward, over in that direction.
Oh yeah, over there. Why don't you go ahead and show
Yeah.
us? Yeah, why don't you go ahead and show us? You seem to know the land a little better than us.
That is a thing that I can do.
Yes,
and her
it
little
is. All right,
D4
well,
rat
hop to it
rifle.
So
then.
do it.
Oh, you guys are so smart. Okay, yeah. If you can show us the way, it'd be very helpful.
That'd be
Thank
great.
you. I appreciate it.
Okay,
That'd be
real
great.
quick. Before we leave the kitchen, Rockgut, Cadaver Kid, or Bardog, you all decide. One of you makes a wits test for me for searching the kitchen before you all open the pantry.
It's wits. I'll do it. I'm the only one. I'm still only one with a positive modifier on wits. This is crazy. This is
You
like
are.
Melissa's 14th
Yeah.
character, and she still can't get a positive one.
I mean, at this point, if
nat
any
20.
other character came in with a
Nat
bunch
20,
of wits,
so everyone
Nat
loses
20.
their
I'd be so
aces.
upset.
You can't have
I
negative
get one,
aces,
though.
right?
You cannot have negative aces.
Oh, thank God.
Curdles, you have level 2 rot, by the way. Did we mention that?
No.
Your
Okay,
name is
well,
Curdles.
now we're mentioning
I feel like you're probably not long for the world.
Yeah, like milk.
Every new character that comes in, unfortunately, comes in with a stage 2 rot. But with the nat 20, you managed to annoy a lot of people by taking away any aces they had. But you did also notice that there was a secret door, not necessarily like hidden door, but it seemed as if like a servant door that was very well disguised. That looks like it goes into the room with the double doors that shares a wall with the kitchen.
Okay, so right before Curdles goes to lead us to it, Rocket will spy it. But hey, wait a second, and he'll go into this like long story about how he used to work as a cook, as a chef in fancy places like this, and he'll just go on and how they love my food, they love everything I like to do. And anyhow, the whole point of this is that sometimes they used to put these separate little doors, kind of like because they didn't want like the help to be seen, out in front of everybody. And long story short,
Bardog kicks the door and then he points out, "Are you done, Professor?"
I haven't pointed out yet. It's right there.
I know he kicks it as he continues your explanation.
Oh,
So
wow.
he kicked open a cabinet.
He just kicks the cellar door open, falls down into the water. Oh,
so you
goodness.
kick open the servant door.
Yeah.
And you find that it leads to this rather large ballroom. It's gaudily lit with candles, enough to illuminate the entire town. And they're in these horrid waxy piles. There's wax everywhere, candles everywhere. The curtains are sodden upon the windows, making them very dark, blocking out any sort of light that would be coming from the storm outside. It looks as if this was a last stand. There are bodies of likely Statons, like lesser cousins and children. They're eviscerated. The double doors have been blockaded by all sorts of furniture. There's a grand dining table pushed over and luxurious chairs in front of it. In the center of this pile of bodies, you see a young woman, maybe early 20s. She's wearing a golden ball gown that's extremely extravagant and expensive, but it's essentially brown now with the dried blood. And she is sitting with this ball gown spread out over some of these bodies, and you see her just reaching out and grabbing some of the flesh and slowly eating it, chewing on it. She looks up at the noise of the door being kicked open. Oh, hello, Father. Oh, and Mother. Dear
Hey,
sister.
Myrtle, it's a dark day. You could put your hat on in this room.
I took my hat off out of respect for all of the bodies here. It appears that this young woman has made a buffet of all of these people in front of her.
Doesn't look like she's very strong to me, but whatever.
Hey.
Are we?
Hey,
Yes.
she called you Mama. You call Bardog
Oh,
Daddy.
did you
Why
guys
don't you
concede?
go
That's
on in?
I didn't get you a baby gift.
Oh, we'll get to that later. Why don't you go ahead and go talk to your daughter? Go talk to your daughter.
Yes, darling. Yes, darling. How is your day today, darling?
Oh, I suppose it's as good as it could have been. You haven't tasted as well as you did at first.
I am standing here with, and she just elbows Bardog, with your pappy. I am not currently on the menu.
When's the last time you had a wash? You look like a mess.
Now you see, Father, this is why I killed you. I don't appreciate you sassing me like that. And she reaches out and grabs a bit of flesh from what you see is the corpse of an older man. And she just tears it a little bit and just begins nibbling on it.
No dessert until you finish your chores.
Father, if you think that you can tell me what to do anymore, you are sorely mistaken. Rocket closes the servant's door. Is that what that was?
I was thinking that. As I just close the door with Stunice in there. Yeah, we're fine. Cadaver, we'll go find some more party members. Okay.
Well, what if they've the Stantons? Then wouldn't the key be in their pockets?
Oh, that's a good thinking. Hey, Papa Stanton, go fetch your key from your pocket over there.
Darling, I need you to
yes.
show me where the family safe is. I need to give you your allowance.
Oh yeah.
You know that I can't leave this room.
But I'm giving you permission. You got work to do.
Well, like I said, Father, you can't control me anymore. I'm not under your thumb. It's not permission. Well, I need to stay in the light. Dead man can't hide if it's dark.
But you can point out to us where we can go get your allowance from.
Well, if you need money, Mother, why don't you go ask Uncle Begrig like usual?
I don't believe that is currently a possibility.
Oh, no, it should. I didn't eat him either.
Are there any weapons near her or like hidden under her or in her
No,
dress?
she is surrounded by these bodies. Like I said, there's candles everywhere. She does have this candelabra nearby that she kind of like moves around to get a better look at her feast or buffet, as Curdles has said. But no, there aren't any weapons.
All right. Well, while Myrtle is talking to her, I will try and reach into the pocket of Papa Stanton.
Father, going through your own pockets, how unseemly. And she doesn't stop you. You go through, and this corpse is rotten. It's been dead for days, if not weeks. It's like soggy, and it's past the rigor mortis, so it's just like juicy. And it's been picked at as well, as she just takes off little chunks of flesh to eat as needed or desired, I suppose. You go through your pockets, you don't find much of value.
All right. Well, I misplaced my key.
Is this a parlor?
Cousin, this is the ballroom. We've shared many dances together.
Oh well, I get lost really easily. Where's the parlor?
Cousin, you're even dimmer than I remember. It's just
Yeah.
across the hallway. Did I eat your brain? And she starts looking around for a body in the pile.
I'm not sure that I got much of one to eat, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, I am rather famished. I suppose that it wasn't that nourishing then.
Curdles just wants to back up a bit. If like, are we going across the hall, like we gotta go through her location, or are we just going around the other way? Yeah, this is like back out of the room conversation.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna
Father.
follow Rock God, yeah.
What?
Just come back here. Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I am really quite famished. Could you bring me some dinner?
Yep, 1 second. Can I
Oh.
put the rifle to her head and pull the trigger? The long rifle that I have?
If you're making an aggressive movement like that, let's call it initiative.
What if I just like say, "Oh yeah, not a problem," and just slowly and gently?
If she's seeing you point a rifle at her, we're going to go into initiative. So yeah, go ahead and roll the d6 for me.
Just pet the bunny. It's fine. Everything will be fine.
Should
Think of the rabbits, George. All right, I got a 2.
All right, 2. So you go to slowly lift the rifle. You're trying to be as calm as possible, like trying not to set her off. Apparently, she's still got some energy. She's got some reflexes. She grabs that candelabra and she just bashes it against your head. Give me a grit save or check here.
You said you wanted digital dice?
No,
Oh.
you don't have to. I'm just teasing. I was just teasing.
Oh no.
now we do all get
oh,
aces.
Everyone gets aces.
Even me?
No. Win another PC, so everyone else gets aces.
Can you just upgrade me to level 4 rot? All right, now, could I use my Aikido possibly for trying to deflect the bash and getting another chance?
I'll give you the Aikido, only because I just exploded.
All right, 17. Whew. No one gets
17,
aces.
okay. So this candelabra swings out towards you quicker than you expected, and it barely misses you. Wax goes flying across, and it kind of like burns your skin a little bit. Nothing to worry about. But if you had been a moment slower, she would have just clocked you and taken you out. Go ahead. It's your initiative.
I got a 6 on my initiative. If that matters.
We're gonna go with Bardog, and then we'll go into the rest of the group.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just try to shoot
Sorry, I
her
know
with-
I'm bending initiative here. I'm just trying to keep it like with the flow of the action.
Yeah,
I'll
me
just
too.
try and shoot her with the long rifle.
Yeah, you already had it pulled up.
Yep. Does that explode?
Long rifle should explode. Yes.
Hmm.
Actually, it doesn't.
10
No.
on
okay,
a
then.
D10.
Then just 10.
I keep thinking the things explode. But Munley only has 10 HP. So go ahead and describe how you're taking her out.
Well, since I'm pretty rotted, he'll just take the rifle and point it at her head, and then he'll just mutter something about "You never deserved all this wealth anyway," and just pull the trigger.
And she like finished the arc of her swing, and the candelabra slammed into the wood, and she just stared you in the eyes as you say that, not even moving. And you pull up the rifle and you put her out of her misery, definitely out of her madness. The rest of you see this altercation over almost as quickly as it started. Keep pulling back into the kitchen.
Oh,
Well, I mean, the danger's done. Might as well take a look-see.
I am the danger.
Okay.
Don't
I was
disagree
just
with
gonna
that.
say we ought to drop the half of bigs that's remaining in there because it's fresh. But yeah, let's. I guess we just take her out.
I had that thought too, but she's already dead now.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, you're welcome. Start looking around.
yeah. Are we sure it ain't no key in here? There's a lot of like rich people. Like,
yeah, we should go through all of the pockets and such.
Looking closer at her, you can tell that she was definitely afflicted with rot as well. But it also seemed to affect her differently, kind of like the chef. Going through all the pockets of these people, they're empty. Some of the pockets have been turned out as well. Knowing that these were Stains, you would expect that they have some personal belongings. And it isn't until you go through Miss Munley Staten's clutch that she had, that you find all sorts of odds and ends, pocket watches, wallets, silver coins, things like that. It's worth 72 silver altogether.
Okay, well, we could split that up, I suppose.
I did all the work.
No, you didn't. You wouldn't have made it into the damn house if not for us. What are you talking about?
I kicked the door in and shot her.
You wouldn't have found the door if I didn't tell you where it is, and you wouldn't have made it into the house
And your
if it
your
wasn't
great
for
speech
us.
about cooking in kitchens and all your great adventures. All right, whatever.
Feller,
Well,
I'll tell you, man, you are as useless as those two other folk that died before, whose names I still can't remember, but somehow you keep walking along. So
I'm
you
a
just-
survivor.
You know what?
Not,
You
not
know
if you
what?
keep talking like that.
You know what, Mister? I don't even think that you bothered to introduce yourself to me. But you know what? If you want to carry all 72 of that, and we can walk around here lighter of bag, I don't think I would complain about that. You can feel free to weigh yourself down with all of that if you so choose to do that.
You use a lot of words to say nothing, Myrtle.
Did you catch that is not my name? Is that just something that you are
That's the name you
impetuous
said when
with
you first
your,
popped out of the
naming?
pantry.
well, I'm curious. How did Curdles get to be your name?
Well, see
Turtles.
this hair that I've got, and it's
Yeah.
all with the curls.
Yeah.
And I just had a coworker who just couldn't quite wrap their head around the fact that it was just curls, and they just thought that curls was just funny, and it just kind of stuck.
What the hell's a coworker?
May I make a
I-
suggestion?
It's generally when you work with someone instead of looking to aggravate everyone that is in your presence, and you cooperate with them. That's what that's about.
Is that you had a question, Rock Gut?
Oh, I had a suggestion for Curdles. And it was just like, if you make it out of this alive, come up with like a fancier story while you got that name, just because.
Yeah, like he's Rock Gut, and that's kind of cool,
Yeah.
And I'm Cadaver Kid
Yeah, right.
because I'm pretty good at killing, and I make
And
a
his
lot
name-
of cadavers.
His name's Bardog. No one really knows why. Don't ask him though. But, it's better if we just don't hear nothing. Anyhow, my point is that, you have like a fancy story. It can kind of impress people, or intimidate them, both of which are very useful things to have.
Yeah.
I see. Well, I believe if I survive this here circumstance that we find ourselves in, I think that I might just take on Myrtle as a new one. My name is actually Medvin Mosca, so I wasn't necessarily going with another M name for nickname, but I suppose we'll try it on, see how it works.
Yeah.
Usually
all
you
right.
get a nickname and it sticks, but sometimes you get an opportunity to get a new one. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'd say all the rest of your history might be
Myrtle.
dead and dreaded and rotted and all that stuff.
Well, yes, it does appear, and honestly, when you are the person that never mind, I'll save that story for another time. Did we
Huh?
say we were going to the parlor? Is
I
that
think
what
we
I
should go to the
Parlor.
parlor. Yeah.
Parlor?
All right, so-
That sounds great.
If someone wants to keep the clutch, it goes in an item slot, just clutch worth 72 silver.
I believe Bardog has put that in his pocket. Wait.
No, we can have it. We'll take it off his body later. It's fine.
And you can
no
easily
need for
get back to
arguing
the
now.
get back to the foyer through the servant door, or you can unbarricade this ballroom as well.
You want me to unbarricade all this stuff right here?
I can help you with that. This
We don't
character actually does
necessarily
have grit
know.
and is strong.
We don't necessarily know if like anything in here is going to kind of like resurrect or nothing. And we might need to run back here and hide or something. So maybe just leave it barricaded right now.
Oh, all right. I'll put my sledgehammer away. Someday I'll get to
No, you
use
can
her
keep it
again.
out. You can keep it and then knock open the door to the parlor.
Oh, yeah, but I probably ought to have my hunting rifle out for now.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. You're pretty good with that thing.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what a rat rifle is, but it's only a D4, so I imagine it's not too impressive looking. So Myrtle is
Like a BB gun or
relatively
something.
like stocky.
It's like a
build.
22
Oh,
caliber
that's
rifle,
probably
like
like
for
a
hunting
22.
squirrels.
Yeah, varmint rifle.
We didn't help Melissa at all. Okay.
No, not at all.
It shoots overgrown BBs.
Yeah, it's just
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have well built, muscular law officer woman with little BB gun. Cool,
you
cool.
go back to the kitchen, go through the foyer, and there's only one door left in this foyer that you've not gone through or not seen the other side of. And Curdles, you have looked in this door. This is the one where I said the stench was overpowering and you just closed it right away. You did not, however, hear any sounds of rotters or see any inside here, though. So
So
how
we're
are we
moving
going about
along?
this? Who's going in first?
You want me to open that door?
Well, I
Yeah, I
mean,
can
your
open it.
nickname is Cadaver
You-
Kid, so I think you should just go right for it.
I can
I
knock
do
it
have
open.
a lot of cats as well.
You get the rifle ready, with
Yeah.
like breach and clear, something like
All
that.
right. I'll feel like a cod doing this.
I'm sorry, what?
A cod, like the fish? I'll feel like a cod doing this.
Okay, I thought you said something else, but that's fine. Okay.
Steven might have gotten it.
He's gonna. So yeah, he'll shoulder it open for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
You shoulder it open. Cadaver Kid and Calico Cat, Princess 3, go right in. The cat immediately begins shrieking again and clawing at you, Cadaver Kid, as the stench in this room is overpowering. You rush in, and there is black mold that has grown so powerful in this room that it's turned the furniture, the carpet, the cabinets of curiosity into muck-filled garbage heaps. It's decomposed and rotted things much faster than it should have been able to. There is a scowling family portrait consumed by the rot that hangs askew above a tarnished mantle. Behind it, you see a safe, a corner of the safe pointing out. However, before we get to that, I need a grit DR14 check from you, Cadaver Kid, to keep the contents of your stomach inside your stomach, as this smell is so overpowering.
It got a 14, which is meets it beats it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's difficult. The stench is god awful, but you manage to hold it together. You feel something come up, but then you push it back down.
It's not pleasant. Rot gut. This is a rot room, but I think remind me, because this is your speciality. Fire does a little bit better to burn in these kinds of things, and I think safes are pretty fireproof.
Well, that's
You want to
true.
just torch the room?
I mean, we could do it, but the whole house is made of wood, so could spread, so
last.
Yeah, we could is there a window in here?
Yeah, there are 2 windows actually, double windows.
Can we chuck some of this stuff out the window? The stuff that's kind of
I
causing the
don't think
bad
I want to
smell?
touch it. I know I touch a lot of gross things, but this might be a bit much for even me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if we do burn stuff, there's a chance it kind of spreads and the whole darn thing goes up. So, I don't know.
Well, I'm kind of all right with that.
Yeah, but
Okay, we still have the stuff over our faces. Okay, and if you're listening to this later, we were covering our faces with our shirts. So
Cool ninjas.
all total ninjas. So the safe, how big is the safe?
You only see a corner of it, but judging by the placement and everything, it's a good size, 1.5 by 1.5 feet.
Okay, so Could we conceivably, you know what? Artham's going to go in. He's going to cover up his mouth. And he's going to over inspect the safe. And he's going to see if it's possible to move it. Like kind of drag it.
You do still need to give me the grit check going in for the smell. DR 14.
Okay. Do I get advantage because I have a cloth over my mouth?
I don't think so. Not on that.
What? That's so ridiculous. But I've prepared and everything. Okay. That's a fail. Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay.
Oh, I have an ace though. I have an ace because I rolled a natty 20.
There you go.
So I'll go ahead and use that.
Maybe
Okay,
you
that's
become
a pass.
double
18.
miserable.
Okay. You cannot become double miserable. No.
Oh, thank God.
And it's not necessarily that the cloth. The check wasn't to prevent you from inhaling anything. There's no lasting disease or whatever. It's just to prevent you from feeling sickened. And I don't think the cloth would do enough to block the smell. But you succeed anyways. You go in. And the safe does appear to be anchored to the wall. That's not to say you couldn't pull it out, but it would take some time.
Okay. Anchored how?
Hard telling. It looks like it was built into the wall.
Okay.
So there's
what
likely
kind of wall is it?
Right here is where the fireplace is. So there's a bit of stone around there. But like I said, sledgehammer, stuff like that. There's ways that you could get it out. It would just take time.
Oh. Well,
we could just open if we're there, because if you're inspecting it, 46, 55, 32.
okay. So he'll do what Cadaver Kid just told him.
And that combination doesn't work.
Oh, that was what the boy said. Or the man who usurped his daddy.
46, 55, 32. Tries again.
That's what I had written.
That combination does not work.
Oh, someone got lied to.
Oh. That's a shame. Can I see that sledgehammer for a
numbers?
second?
Obviously this was 2 characters ago for me, but what were the numbers that everybody had from last time?
That was.
That's not for this safe. Yeah, that's for the number I wrote down is 46, 55, 32.
Yeah.
That's what we got for. Okay.
That guy was lying to us.
We'll also go ahead and say that
Yeah.
Slim is with Dermestius in the billiards room. That's where he's been this whole time.
Okay.
Hey, why don't y'all go up and see if Slim can get some more information out of that guy? Because this combination ain't working.
I thought you said his name was Bardog.
Yeah, Colonels,
we
let
got-
me introduce
got another fella.
to another party member who is a speciality in bodyguarding.
Y'all are multiplication.
Yeah.
Why don't we just blow the door open and have a stick of dynamite?
You could also
Yes, I
attempt to
might
just pick the
distri-
lock or something like that.
It's a safe. Is anyone here a safe cracker?
It would be DR18 wits or DR18 luck.
What about DR dynamite?
Oh wait, I rolled a nat 20 at some point, didn't I? Yeah, because I would have had an ace, so I should have gotten a skill.
Oh, yeah, you could have gotten a
I'm
skill.
not going to pick safe cracker because that's absolutely ridiculous. Like that's stupid. I don't know. Like I'm not a safe cracker. I don't.
You chose
don't
to
think it
get
would
an
make
ace
sense.
with that D20, didn't you?
Yeah, that's
It's
true. Good
either
call.
or. Get an
Yeah,
ace or a
that's
skill.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
If
so
you want to
Cadaver
give me
Kid-
your sledge and you run up, talk to him, and I'll just start working on the fireplace, and one of us will, and then we can drag it out and do whatever we got to do with it.
Well, it sounds like Bardog might also have some dynamite to help with that. But here, you can borrow my sledgehammer. I'm going to go quick talk to Slick, Curdles, if you'd like an introduction. Or if you want to watch whatever happens over here, it's up to you. As I'm going to go quick talk to people.
I would like to get to know the rest of your yes, I would like to get to know the rest of your group.
Why?
All right. Yeah, that
You gonna
sounds
narc
pretty
on
good.
us when we get back to civilizations? That why?
I mean, it's nice to know your traveling companions.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
do have the shiny little star on your chest.
Yep.
We're not so kosher with the law sometimes.
Oh, Yeah, I still, had this on me because it was what I was wearing at the time that everything went to hell. But I actually am no longer the deputy. I was discharged for. I rolled unoriginal fraud. I don't know exactly what that would be.
Unoriginal fraud. For being
Now hold on a
boring.
second. I
someone
take
else's-
offense to that. There is art in fraud. It is not unoriginal.
Well, yeah, someone else plagiarized and she copied the plagiarist.
Oh, she copied Bardog's work.
And I also might have murdered the sheriff on my way out of.
Well,
But you
now we're
didn't shoot the
talking.
deputy.
All right.
There
You
we
shot
go.
the sheriff, but you didn't shoot the deputy.
I was working
did
my way
not
to that
shoot
joke, but I
myself.
was slower than you. All right, so Cadaver Kid and Curdles, you are going to the billiards room. It's just right next door. Rocka, you start going in, like we were talking about the other day. Indiana Jones slamming on the tile floor. Cadaver
Yeah.
Kid, Curdles,
Every step they take, it just sounds like
yeah, just echoes.
The librarian's never going to know I'm doing this.
Water drips from the ceiling with every slam as well. This whole house is just waterlogged from top to bottom. You go into the next room and you see Dermestius still restrained and tied onto the billiards table, gagged with his own intestines, I believe is where we left him. And Slim is standing over him in a very cruel sense, just watching him try to get out of the gag and also eating a turkey leg.
Yeah, so the one eating the turkey, that's Slim.
Hi there, Slim. My name is Medved Mosca. You can decide if you think that I would be better suited to be a Myrtle or a Curdles. I am
Slim
currently
continues eating
accepting
the turkey leg,
feedback.
and his hand slowly goes down to the pistol on his hip. Doesn't pull it, but he just keeps it there.
And now it's Slim. We need you to borrow this fellow's body and bodyguard it over into the parlor because the code he gave us is wrong.
Slim takes his pistol out and uses the barrel of it to move the intestines out of Dermestius's mouth. Dermestius barely hanging on to consciousness here. And Father says that I'm a loser. You're all the losers. You thought I'd give you the combination before I was released?
Okay, well, we are gonna just, break into the safe without you, but you're definitely not untying you now, I think.
You untie me. Take me to my properties, and I'll give you the real combination.
Uh-huh. Okay, actually, I've got a new idea. At least sometimes they float in the emptiness that is my brain. Yeah, not quite. I'm gonna take you to the parlor to introduce you to a bunch of rot, and then we'll see you vomit your guts out. And you don't really have anything but guts in your guts, so it probably will be guts coming out of your mouth.
I can pick him up if you would like.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. I've just got this straight razor here, so let me cut these bits of rope.
Oh, don't cut the rope. Then we can't use the rope for other things. I think I can just pick him up with the rope as it is.
It's a test.
Well, he's tied to the billiards table.
And the billiard table?
I mean, perhaps in an earlier chapter of my life, I might have been able to do both, but I do not think in my current circumstance that is something that I can do. Go ahead.
Cut him out of that billiard.
Such a waste of resources.
There's enough that you'll be able to have scraps that if you want to tie him up again, you can, but he is so weak. Curdles, as you get closer to him, you see his stomach has been crudely stitched back together, but there's still intestines that have been hanging out. he's not going to make it. The fact
I'm
that
not
he is
even-
still speaking is
I'm not even
insane.
sure you all needed to use rope. I think there were plenty of intestines to do the
Oh.
gagging and the tying up all in one.
Yeah, that wasn't really us. We actually came. Do you see that window over there? That's where we came in. And then we saw him getting eaten. But you see all these dead bodies around him? They were eating him and pulling his guts out. So we put his guts back in.
I have been in their pantry for like at least 4 days. I heard all of the goings on that would happen and there was some discussion about the timeline not being as I remembered it, but I have been listening attentively through that door to everything that has happened for the last 4 days. I am very thankful that I am not still hearing them attending to this poor man's body, as it were.
Okay, well,
Colonel.
let's just move him into the rotting rot room and let him rot his guts out.
Since you're the one carrying him, give me a luck test here to see if he stays conscious.
Ooh.
Alrighty. I got +1 luck. Imagine that. And 2 grit, so she lifts with her legs. That's a 5. That's a 6.
So you lift with your legs and he goes flying up a little bit because he's a lot lighter than he used to be a few days ago. He's lost some of the inner weight. And the lurching of you lifting so strongly, trying to show off here, just kind of like cracks his head back a little bit. You hear him groan in pain and agony. Maybe a stitch or 2 pops, but he doesn't really have much blood left to lose. And you see his eyes roll back in shock.
Well, I don't think that's healthy. Probably Rotgut ought to take a look at him with his med kit. Let's get to the parlor again and see how they're doing with their hammer and dynamite.
All right. And Curdle/Myrtle just sort of looks at Slim. You following us or are you staying here with, I don't know where you got yourself a turkey leg, but that looks tasty.
You mentioned the turkey leg looking good, and his hand goes back to his pistol as if he's about to draw it. But he does follow you as you leave the room. You're not going to get me into it, Melissa. I'm not going to speak for him this time. All right. So you carry Dermestius into the parlor. The stench is awful. Colonels, I believe this is your first time going in there. Bardog, you're already miserable, so you don't really have much to worry about. So, Colonels, give me a grit test here.
All right. +2. 13.
13. You needed a 14. So you are miserable as sickened. So what does this look like as you're carrying him and you walk in and that stench is just overpowering and just literally makes you ill?
You're gonna vomit on him.
It's very unsanitary, but it's very probable.
Where the intestine should be. You'll know I have my throw up in it. So she was just, I would imagine she was like kind of carrying and just trying to make sure that the intestines sort of aren't falling off more and she's not like stepping on them as she's like carrying this body. So she really wasn't like looking ahead. And then she just sort of just suddenly just like looks up. And it's just, oh my word, that stench had not reached the pantry.
Oh. Tried to vomit less in his chest right there. Rotgut, he laughed about lying about the safe. How's the hammer going?
How's the hammer going, GM?
Pretty good. You're making way. It seems that most of the rock here is decorative. The house itself structurally is wood. So this rock is just like a facing. So you're smashing through and you got most of the decorative rock and now you're just crashing into the wood beneath. It's still going to take a few minutes and it's being very noisy, but you're making good progress.
Okay. Almost done. I guess I could take a break if you want to switch.
Oh, yeah, sure. Here, I'll just take that for a little bit. Maybe take a look at Mr. Dick.
Mr. Dick.
Mr. Dick. Because he's now got vomit in his chest cavity. And I'm just going to continue.
It was like Mr. Dermatology, as I think was his name, was it not?
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Mr. Dermatology. Okay, I don't think either of those were correct. I think it's Mr. Stainton. His first name was Dermatology. It's Dermatology Stainton. Okay.
Oh, well, you're so well read.
Yeah, I know. It's them book jackets. That's what it is. Okay.
So he'll see if he could tend and just kind of get it back to consciousness.
Yeah, I think this would be luck more than wits because you've already used medicine on him.
Okay.
It's really just hoping that he'll be able to come to.
Okay. That's a 9. That's a fail. Luck is my worst. That's my -2.
Yeah,
I've got biscuits if it could be of assistance.
I got another idea. 1 second. And so I pull my gun out and I put it underneath his chin and I say, hey, you better wake up or I'm going to pull this trigger.
Does he wake up?
Take advantage on the luck.
Oh, okay. No, even worse. That's a natty 1.
He's gone into shock. Like
Mhm.
the next step is death. Like it could be seconds, it could be minutes. He's not going to last another hour.
I shoot him in the head.
Do I
It's
get
a-
an ace
it's
from
a
the one
mercy.
he rolled on advantage?
Well, no,
Yes, we
because the other
do.
one was not a 1.
Yes, we
Oh, yeah, technically it was advantage.
It was
No.
advantage, which means it's not the 1. It's the one slightly higher than the 1, which means we don't get an ace.
Sorry.
Actually,
Shut
a
up.
lot of the
Oh.
time it does say on either or. I don't know necessarily
Oh.
if it means that with advantage, but oftentimes it does.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I would say go ahead and take the ace. I think that's the way the
Ace.
rules skew most of the time.
So he's just going to mercy, just kind of bury the muzzle of spit right up into his throat and try to get the fleshy parts of the throat and just pull the trigger. The guy's useless.
You pull the trigger right as Cadaver Kid's hitting the sledgehammer, and the sound just echoes through the hammering of the sledge on the metal and the wood, and then the crack of the pistol.
Yeah, he fell asleep again forever.
What? I can't hear you over the hammer.
I said he did.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
I think it was the vomit.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh dear, I thought I got it all in his interior cavity. Did I just throw up in his mouth and like suffocate?
No, so that's the problem. The vomit got into the internal cavity and it caused an infection that cascaded throughout all his organs. So I shot him in the head to put him out of his misery.
Well, that was just might human of you to do that for him.
Did you think I wasn't a human? Like,
Well, but
What'd you think I
when you do
was,
kind
like?
things for other people, that's doing a human thing.
oh no, humans do awful shit all the time too. So I don't know why you say that, but
Well, I mean, that was a kindness that you did to put him out of his misery.
okay, I get you. Well, thank you. Yeah, sure. Anyhow, we're gonna have to find another way in that safe. Keep smashing it.
One more question. How many of you are not miserable right now? Cadaver Kid,
Not
Rocka. Okay.
miserable. Mm-hmm.
Are you miserable? Actually,
You told me
Curls,
that I
this
was
doesn't apply to
miserable.
you anyways. So Cadaver Kid, Rocka, you've been in this town for a good amount of time. And we've not really gotten to whether you're eating or drinking anything. And the hunger pains are really starting to get to you. It's probably especially noticeable with the smell in this room that there's nothing in your stomach. Would
Now,
you
I
be
did
trying?
have a biscuit.
Okay.
Cadaver Kid took a
That's fine.
biscuit from
As long
me.
as you had a biscuit. If you ate that, you're fine. Drink some water too, likely.
If water is called brandy, yes.
Okay, close enough. How about you, Rocka?
I'm not eating. No, I don't see.
This is a room where we were rolling to see whether we got sick.
Right.
Is the place
Yeah,
where I would
it's-
get hungry. So
I'm saying that it's being brought up because you're feeling that there's nothing in your stomach and you're like dry heaving and it's making you, it's just reminding you. Essentially, if you go too long in the game without eating or drinking, it could make you miserable.
yeah. I mean, how long have we been in the town though?
It's probably been you from being on the boat, going to the factory, going through the lighthouse and all that, crossing the tower, going through the hospital, coming here. It's probably been a good 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have eaten then. I think like he's probably locked in.
So give me a grit check DR10 for now.
All right. Okay, that is exactly a 10. 8 plus 2.
Okay, so you're doing fine for now. And the reason I'm asking is essentially because I'm going to fast forward time a little bit.
Sure.
It takes about another half hour to get this safe out. So you've got time to sit there with your thoughts, thinking about the hunger pains, the thirst, and all that. Likely not spending time in this parlor as much as you need to, going out into the foyer or the billiards room or something like that. This whole first floor is cleared. Eventually, maybe taking shifts or Cadaver Kid working the whole time with her beloved sledgehammer. You do get the safe out. It's heavy. It weighs about 100 pounds or so. But you get it out, and the rest of you would hear it fall out of the wall with a loud clang, and it doesn't even roll. It just lands into the floor. It breaks the floorboards. You're able to drag it out into the foyer, Cadaver Kid. And you now have this safe out. It's about 1.5 by 1.5 and 2 foot deep.
There you go, Rock Cut. I got it for you.
Oh, look at that. Good job there. Good job. Was this like the type of one that was like, you said it was affixed to the wall?
Yes, it was mounted into the wall. So there's still like bits of drywall and stuff like that, plaster and all that around.
Does the back side of it, does it look like, are there any like there were any holes or anything drilled into the back to fix it to the wall? Like any place where there might be like weaknesses in the safe back
Give me a luck test. We'll say DR12 luck.
Can somebody with good luck roll this? No, that's a 4, so that's a 2. 2 of my luck.
I have a spyglass. I could help. Look.
Well, if Bardog's got some dynamite,
and her -1 wit, I got this, and she like pulls it out like, I got this. Might this help at all?
I feel like
I can see it just fine without that,
and I'm still like reaching to find a reason that this might help.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Give me a luck test. Let's go for it.
Well, you turn it upside down. You can it becomes like a microscope.
Oh, that is just great. Okay, so I'm rolling 2d20 on this luck, or how does that work?
Not with advantage. Just be happy you got the roll.
Oh no, I was just so she's got it up, and she's kind of like looking out the window like you would use like a spyglass for, and then like flip it the other way, and so she just like gets real close to it, and she's like, it sure is dark inside there. I rolled a 2, which means it's a 3. It's just dark. I don't. It's dark.
It's because you don't have your hat on.
So this safe was top of the line. The Statons were known for their excess, and the only thing that they were known for more than their love of silver was how stingy and protective they were of that silver. So this safe, it doesn't have any sort of exterior faults like that. And if there were any, it would have been likely cause of the structural damages that would have happened throughout the storm and the earthquake and stuff like that. It appears that the safe held up well. So the best way in is through the actual door of the safe.
I'm just curious. I'm going to try some random numbers to see if I can't just, if we're all trying things, I might as well have a go.
Okay.
Maybe
so that'll be a luck
gave us
test.
the numbers in like the wrong order.
Oh no, I only got to 12. Oh, actually I have an ace, so I'm going to use that and make
Well, hold on, before you use the ace.
Miserable.
So I might have been a sneaky little bastard and lied to you all earlier. So it is DR18. If you were not given the numbers before, if you were given the numbers before, it does drop it down to 12. And it turns out that he gave you the numbers in reverse order. So just trying them backwards was what you needed to do. And you got lucky. You tried them, and you hear the click, and the door pops open. There's a little bit of silver light that emanates from it as you open the door. That light
look
gets
at it.
brighter and
We didn't
brighter,
need-
and it shines on all of your faces. And that's where we're
Oh
going
my
to end the
God.
session for tonight.
You should have told me I would have put my spyglass away. You just blinded me.
Oh, I guess I should have done that before spending like an hour pulling this out of the wall.
So we got Bardog who can't hear, Medvin who can't see, and we got Slim who can't talk. It's like a
Yeah.
fantastic
Cadaver kid who
trio.
can't think.
Well, hey now.
Yeah.
Oh,
She said it
That's not
earlier.
very nice.
I'm sorry. Okay, now I feel bad. All right. So thank you all for playing. Had a lot of fun. Let's do some rot checks to see if you're barotted. So we got 7 questions. Did you come into physical contact with a rotter? Cadaver Kid, you did put your barrel up to 1. Bardog, technically Mundley was in rot, but she was not a rotter, so you're good there.
Are you punishing me for flavor text here?
No, that's fair. It was shot, so we won't count that. You're right. That's fair. Did you steal from or betray another person for your own gain? Bardog, you did kind of keep some of the loot, so I think that would count. Anyone else? No? Okay.
I mean,
Interesting that we
all-
think of that
we all
over
knew?
shooting the tail off of a cat.
Yeah, you did shoot my
Well,
new
it says
cat,
another person.
but that was to
Because I was trying to get
Okay,
to
that was trying
Cadaver
to hurt.
Kid. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, the next question is, did you hurt or kill another person for your own gain? So this would be hurting emotionally then. So that's 2 points for you there, Bardog?
No, we're going to count
Oh.
it for the previous one.
I think
I
that's
feel like
2 for you.
like he did tell us he was
It was
taking
your own
all
argument.
72 of the silver. Like that wasn't a deception. He
That's
just
true,
told us.
actually. I was straightforward with that.
But is it a betrayal of the trust of the group?
No.
I mean,
Not all bad people.
to be
What
fair,
trust?
I never trusted him to begin with, so it's not really a betrayal of the trust.
It would have been a betrayal for Cadaver Kid's trust, because
Oh, there you
Cadaver
go.
Kid trusts everyone.
Oh, there you
All
go.
right. Did
right,
you
2.
drink unboiled water? I don't think anyone did. We talked about just drinking brandy.
Yep.
Did you eat food from Dredge Upon Rock? Cadaver Kid had a biscuit.
I had a biscuit.
Curdles, you've
Yeah,
been
I
in the
had a
pantry
biscuit.
eating biscuits too, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you make at least 1 death check? No one living here made a death check, but one of the players did make a death check. Are you miserable?
No.
That's a good chunk of
Yes.
you. So there you go. Go ahead and roll your luck and subtract 1 for each yes to those questions.
Oh my
Well, I'm gonna
gosh.
use my
I
ace.
cannot
Hey.
roll luck. I rolled a 2.
What do you need to get? I got a 13.
12 for me.
Yeah, you just need a 12.
I got
Oh.
a 6.
Oh no.
I'm gonna get rot number 3 and start being a bit. Of a dick.
Hey!
Yeah, so if you
welcome to
fail,
the
your rot
club.
goes up a stage. So Curdles and Cadaver Kid are rot 3 now.
Yep.
We got 3
Uh-huh.
stage 3 rotters.
Yep.
And
Rocket,
2
where
of them
you
are
at right now?
miserable.
I'm at 2. I think Slim and I might be at 2 together. I think.
Slim is at 2 as well.
Yeah.
All right. Good session, y'all. Let's do some shout outs. Aaron, what do we got going on with Garblag?
Wednesday,
Fantastic.
Warhammer Fantasy stuff, I think, and
Maybe.
Mothership. Pete's been running some Mothership stuff, so go check that out. And that's all I remember. I think Millie
Look at
might be
Jeff
running
with
something
actual
too.
memory. Like, what is?
Yeah.
What are you trying to show off here that you
I like
remember things?
Garblag. They're cool people.
I like Garblag too. I'm not giving them any shade. I'm just saying I
No,
can't
that's
remember
what it
shit.
seemed like. It seemed like you were just going to quickly move past.
He's in rot 3. Don't call attention to it.
I'm aggrieved. All right. As for lollygaggers, we have a new Discord. You should definitely join the Discord. You give a thumbs up, and when you give a thumbs up, click on the little cowboy hat too, so you can playtest my new RPG. It's called Huckleberry. It's a Weird West game. If you like cowboys and folk horror, it's a game for you. And I will be running some more playtests in the start of next month. So join in, sign up for a playtest. Also, when you're on the Discord, you get to hang out with cool people like the people on the screen here. You get to see the gifts that we put in the episode discussion and get all the exclusive side chat. and basically just get to talk about tabletop RPGs with everyone because that's fun and that's what we do. Jeff, what else do we have going on with Lollygaggers?
Yeah, buddy, we got a couple more games going down this week. On Thursday, you can see a group of us here, Melissa, Kipser, myself, and Aaron, as we are back to Simba Room this week on Thursday. Friday, we have more Delta Green. Saturday, back to Call of Cthulhu. Monday of next week is going to be an Alien Night. And then I think we're off next Tuesday. I think no Frontier Scum next week. Is that correct, Steven?
That is correct. I will be out of town.
All right. So that's what we got going on. Also, check out the YouTube page, Adventures of Lollygagging. Catch all of our games there, including the ones that we've been playing for the past several years. We have a big catalog. Hopefully you find something you like. And that's what we got.
And shout out to Laugh Love Lindy. Thank you for rating us. Appreciate that.
All right, man. So I'm going to pay that raid forward. We're going to raid Lost Caravan RPG. They are playing, Steven, you're not going to like this, Old Gods of Appalachia. So let's go ahead and raid them. All right, I'll run. I told you I'd run it for you at some point. No problem. All right, that's it for us. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.